Namaskar and good afternoon to everybody who has joined live for this session. Today I'm going to speak about assignments and term and examination in IGNOU. Now assignments are an important component of IGNOU and they are basically the continuous evaluation. Apart from that, we also have the term and assessment, which is a summative assessment. Now continuous evaluation is very important component of IGNOU because it not only is a record of how the student is performing. It is a method of assessing the performance of the student on a continual basis. And apart from that, it also provides a feedback loop. The student gets a feedback loop through which student gets to know how he is performing, and because of the tutor comments that the teacher gives on the assignments, the student also gets to know how he can improve in the future. So this is a very important component and it has a weightage of 30%, generally 30%. It could vary in certain programs, but on an average, around 30% weightage is there for assignments. Now, the other part is the term and assessment, which is a term and examination, which IGNOU holds twice in a year, in the month of June and in the month of December. This is a very critical component of IGNOU's evaluation system. Both these assessment, assignment, as well as the term and examination are basically conducted by the student evaluation division. So the student has to appear for both of these. In all the programs, they have to do the required number of assignments as well as appear for the term and examination. So let us now begin our presentation. I would request to please show the slide. So the assignment preparation is the first part of it. So in the preparation of assignment, the most important component is to go through the program guide. Now program guide, as we know, is it's like the Bible of the student. It is the ultimate guide. All the programs have their separate guides, program guides, and the critical components, the details, the guidelines about the program are part of the in the program guide. All the assignment details are given in the program guide. So the students have to refer to the program guide. All the assignment details, different kind of guidelines are there, and they are specific to different programs. So the students should always refer to the program guide before proceeding for it. Now the assignments are available on the IGNOU website. So you have to download the assignments from the IGNOU website, and the assignments are generally uploaded session wise. If there is time left at the end of the presentation, I would like to also show on the website, but right now I'll continue with the presentation. You must always check that you are downloading the correct assignment. For example, if you are going to appear for the June term and examination, then you should download the latest assignment and fill up the assignment answer script accordingly. So the current assignment will be most applicable for June term and examination. Now the assignment comprises of various type of questions. It includes essay type questions, short answer type questions, and also problem solving questions and MCQs, that is a multiple choice questions. So these are the different type of questions, and you should also look at the deadlines. Check the deadlines. The deadlines are available on the assignment sheet itself. Generally, you have to adhere to the deadlines, but sometimes the student evaluation division might change the deadlines depending on the request from the students and also from the faculty of the school concerned. So, but in any case, as per the policy of the university, the assignments must be submitted before the term and examination. Now, we'll move to the next part of it. So, the next slide is on assignment preparation. The first thing is that very important is that you should not use unfair means. That means you should not be copying from the assignment of others. It has been noticed that some students tend to copy assignments from others, and sometimes it is also available in the market. But because it is done so often, it can be caught easily by the teachers, and that can be a problem for you. Once it is detected, your assignment is liable to be rejected. And also when you go to the study center, please retain a copy of your assignment. You should always retain a copy of your assignment, because if there is any problem in the future, that assignment copy will be useful for you. And also seek a acknowledgement from the study center. Now study center are duty bound to give you an acknowledgement slip. So when you submit an assignment, please seek a acknowledgement, and the study center will give you an acknowledgement which you can keep for your record for the future. And the assignments are to be submitted in hard copy or scanned copy. Normally in the university, the hard copy is submitted at the study center, but in certain situations like during the pandemic, it was permitted to submit scanned copy assignments online by various regional centers. So you have to check with the regional center and the study center about the latest guidelines of submission of assignment. And you should also remember that the study center has the right to not accept your assignments if the last date has expired. So always try to adhere to the guidelines of the study center, the last days that they have mentioned to you, and submit the assignments on time. Now we'll move to the next part of it. So it is the assignment processing at LSCs. Now LSCs, after having received your assignments, they are supposed to maintain a record of the assignments program-wise and course-wise. It can be either in the form of a register or software. Software as in like any kind of record-keeping software. They can maintain records of it, and they are supposed to assign a control number to all of these assignments. And as I mentioned earlier, they are also supposed to give an acknowledgement slip. The acknowledgement slip will contain various details, which includes the name of the student, enrollment number, program guide, course code, date of submission, LSC code, and they should also sign and stamp. The authorized signatory of the study center should sign and stamp and seal the assignments acknowledgement slip. And they should also mention the control number on it. Now in the next slide, we also look at the further processing of assignment at the LSCs. So the assignments now, once they have been received, the LSCs are to basically segregate or sort the assignments program-wise and course-wise. And having done that, they can now send the assignments to the different evaluators, the academic counselors who are empaneled with the study center. They are the evaluators. So they send the assignments of respective subjects to the different academic counselors for evaluation. Now these academic counselors evaluate the assignments, and for this purpose, the coordinator of the study center is duty bound to, along with the assignments, send the bank formats of the award list and also the formats for tutor comments. Now the evaluators evaluate the assignment based on the university's guideline, and also assign grades on the award list along with various details that they are supposed to mention, like the marks, the student's name, and the course code, and along with it they also have to sign the award list. And for this purpose, the LSCs also maintain their internal deadlines so that they can adhere to the regional centers deadline, and in turn regional centers can adhere to the university's global guidelines for assignment evaluation and submission. So the evaluators have to take note and also evaluate the assignments and submit within the deadlines that the coordinator of the LSC has prescribed for them. Now we'll move to the next slide. So the assignment processing is done at the LSC, and then once these assignments come back to the LSC office, the Learner Support Center's office, that is the coordinator's office, they have to, the assignment awards, they have to be compiled. They have to, the coordinator has to sign and seal each of these assignments, and then they have to forward it to the regional center. The regional center again prescribes deadlines to the LSCs, and the LSCs have to follow those deadlines. They are duty bound to follow those deadlines so that the further processing of transmission of grades to the headquarter is not delayed. And the LSC is also duty bound to return the evaluated assignments to the learners. The purpose of the assignments is to have a feedback loop for the learners. One purpose is to evaluate the performance of the learners, and the second part is that once the students take back the assignments, they get to know their scores, they know where they stand in the course and how much they have to further work hard to improve on their performance. And apart from that, there are what we call as the tutor comments. The tutor comments are provided by the evaluators in the margins as well as at the end of the assignment in a global form. So these comments are very critical for the students, because the students get to know how they're performing and which areas they need to improve. So the students can learn from those comments and take further necessary action in their study habits and learning styles to make improvements in their term end examination. Now coming to the next slide. So once the assignments are submitted and the award lists are transmitted to the regional centers are also required to maintain a record of these award lists. They have to maintain it program wise, study center wise, and course wise. And these award lists, the data entry for it is done by the regional centers. It is the responsibility of the regional centers to ensure that all the data records are entered on the portal provided by the Student Evaluation Division correctly. And if there is any discrepancy, that has to be detected at the regional center stage. For example, the regional center should check the award list, whether the grades that have been provided by the evaluator and that has been forwarded by the coordinator, they adhere to the prevailing guidelines which the school has determined for each of these assignments. So the RC has an overall responsibility for monitoring the activities of the LSCs, and this monitoring includes the regional center should also take 2% of the assignments from all the LSCs that are under its region, and see that is a kind of a check to see whether the study centers are following the prevailing guidelines, and if there are any discrepancies, it is for the regional center to take corrective measures, arrange for coordinators meet and explain to them about the prevailing guidelines and update them and let them make the corrections. And if there are specific cases of subjects where the award lists have not been properly graded, in that case the regional centers get back to the learner support center and get the assignments evaluated by them and ask them to resubmit it for with the corrected grades for further transmission to the Student Evaluation Division. Now coming to the next part of it, now we are moving into the next part, which is the term end examination. As I mentioned, term end examination is a very critical component of IGNOU's evaluation system. In term end examination, we conduct exams twice in the year, in the month of June as well as December. And generally, the exam forms have to be filled by March, and also for the December examination, the exam forms start filling up around September. For the June term end examination, it starts filling early. So there are guidelines for it, and the weightage for the term end examination is 70%. The students have to appear for the exams for each of the courses of their programs, and it is a mandatory portion of the IGNOU's evaluation system, and very important critical component which all the students must take part to be able to successfully complete their program. Now there are few things that the students have to take note while appearing for the exams. The first thing is that they have to ensure that their admission is valid. That means the maximum duration of their program, that admission is valid. That means, for example, if you are enrolled for a BA program, the maximum duration is 6 years. So from the date of enrollment, you should ensure that your admission is valid for at least 6 years, and that period of validity has not lapsed when you're trying to fill up the form. Apart from that, you also have to be registered for the courses for which you want to appear for the exam. So registration is normally done annually for annualized programs, and for semester-based programs, you have to register semester-wise. So when you are registering, you do it every year for annual programs and 6 monthly for semester-wise programs. And while filling up the form, you have to cross-check whether your form, this paper registration is valid or not. For example, in certain programs for like MBA, in the old syllabus, the courses that you registered for MBA program, they were valid for only 2 years. So after 2 years, you had to re-register for the courses again. In the new program, new MBA program, of course, it has changed, but earlier it was like that. So like that, you have to check whether you are already registered for the courses. Only then you are eligible to fill the form for those courses. And another component that is important is assignment submission. So before filling up the examination form, you have to ensure that you have submitted the assignment before the term and examination. So the due dates for the assignments are mentioned on the assignment itself, and you have to ensure that you follow those guidelines. And in any case, you should always submit the assignment before the term and examination, and that is critical, because if you are not going to submit the assignment before the term and examination, when the grade cards, the results come out, it will happen that the grade card status will remain incomplete, because the grade card status remains incomplete because the assignment marks will not be available while the term and examination results will come. But overall, the grading will not be complete. Therefore, you have to complete both the components. First, the assignment, and when you fill up the form for examination and appear for the examination, you have to pass both these components so that your grade card status is complete. And if you have fulfilled all these criteria, then you can appear for the examination. Now, in the process of filling up the form, there are a few things that I would like to tell you. That first thing is that you have to select the regional center and the exam center code. And the online portal that is available, as you select the regional center and the exam center code, the seat capacity is available on the is predetermined on the website. So if the seat capacity is full, then the exam center of your code of your choice may not be available. So you should always try to fill the exam form beforehand, early in the period when it is open to fill up the form, so that you can get the exam center of your choice. And you have to fill all the courses that you intend to appear for. Try to fill all the courses in one go. The reason for that is that when you fill up the form, and if you are filling one course, a few courses at one time, and try to add additional courses by filling up the form again, then what happens is that you might be allotted different exam centers. And if you are given different exam centers because you filled the form twice, once for some other programs and another time for some additional courses, then it may happen that you will be allotted separate exam centers, and it will be difficult for you to appear for the exams. Now, once you have filled the form, you will also get a preview of the form, and you can check whether the details are complete, whether all the information that you have submitted through the exam form, they are complete. And if you are satisfied that the details that you have submitted are okay, then you can go ahead and make the online payment. Now, for the online payment, IGNOU provides various facilities like debit card, credit card, and online banking facilities available. And as per the standing norms of IGNOU, change of exam centers are not permitted as of now. And it has been reported, it can be, if there is any issues with the website while filling up the form, like sometimes students report that they have registered for certain courses and their course is not available on the website. And for example, after they have selected the regional center and the study center, and when they start filling up the courses, they don't find the course that they are looking to appear for. So at that is the time the student must check whether the course for which they are trying to appear for, have they actually registered for it? Is their registration for that course valid? It may happen that you have not registered for a course and you are trying to fill that course to appear for the examination. In such a case, that course will not be available in the drop-down menu while filling the exam form. But if you genuinely feel that you have registered for the course and then still your course is not available in the drop-down menu while filling the exam form, in that case you can contact the Student Evaluation Division and request for updating your status. So now I will talk to you about the fee structure of the exam. Now the fee structure is subject to change in the future. As of now, the current fee structure is like this. For students who have admitted in January 23 cycle or before January 23 cycle, for them the theory and practical course is rupees 200 per course, and the late fee is applicable as it keeps changing from time to time. So whatever is the late fee that you have to pay if you don't fill the form within the due date for without late fee. If you fill the form late, then you have to pay that late fee. As of now, it is staggered. In the June term and examination, the late fee was staggered. For a certain date, it was the late fee was rupees 500, and thereafter it was rupees 1100. But this is again, as I said, it is subject to change in future. The course fee as well as the late fee might change. For students admitted in January 23 cycle onwards, the theory course fee is rupees 200 per course, and apart from that, for the practical and project up to 4 credit rupees 300 is the course fee, and above 4 credit rupees 500 is the course fee. And the late fee, as I said earlier, will be applicable if you fill the form later, if you fill the form after the last date. So there are certain other informations I would like to submit with regard to filling the form. One is with regard to the answer scripts. The language that you have to use while writing the exam is dependent upon the program. So in IGNOU, all the programs have by default a medium of language on which the program is on offer. So you have to use that medium for writing the examination. And of course, in IGNOU, we also permit students to appear the exam in Hindi. That is the only exception. Otherwise, by default, you are supposed to appear for the exam in the subject, in the language that is the subject is in offer. Now, the next part is the results. With regard to, we have been receiving a lot of queries about students time to time about for example, say somebody has appeared for December term and examination and he is awaiting the results, and the results have not yet come out, and the form filling for June term and examination has started. In such a case, sometimes the student is worried as to what he or she should do. As per the standing procedure and the instructions of the university, such students are advised to fill the exam form for June term and examination also for such cases where the result is pending, so that they do not suffer any loss. In case their results is declared on time before the date of examination, and if they have cleared, then they need not appear for the exam. But in such case where the result is not declared even before the date of the exam, then you can take advantage of this facility and appear for the exam, and you can pass the exam. So there is another thing that I would like to mention about IGNOU's special facility for jail inmates. Now, jail inmates have this, we have a facility for jail inmates to appear for their exam within the jail itself. They are not permitted to appear in exams at other exam centers because the existing university guidelines prevent it, and so they are not to fill the form through the online form, through the online facility that is there. Their examination form has to be filled offline, and they have to submit the examination form to the respective regional center. And as per the standing procedure, if it is discovered that any such jail inmate has filled the form by taking help from others and try to appear in the examination at some other exam centers other than the jail itself, then in such cases the university will revert their form to the jail center itself. So they have to appear for their examination within the jail. And Apart from this, there are some standing instructions from the university with regard to other parallel programs that are available with IGNOU. For example, online program is there, the with regard to Guyana online programs, and also the international divisions courses. These have a different guideline, and you have to respectively check the website and respective the concerned divisions for the online filling of these forms. Whatever I said today is about the ODL programs, the regular programs that IGNOU is offering through its regional centers and study centers. Now, I would like to very quickly, because the time is very less, I would like to give you some tips about preparation of exams. Now, when you start preparing for the exams, first and foremost, you should always create a study schedule. And why it is critical? Because study schedule helps you to allocate time for all the subjects that you have. Very often it is the most students find certain subjects very difficult. It is important, it is very critical that you allocate more time for the difficult subjects, and the subjects that you find easy you can do with less time. So overall your preparation for the examination is balanced. And then in the next step you have to gather materials. So IGNOU SLM is there, that you have to refer, that is a compulsory component of your study material that you must always refer. But you should go beyond the IGNOU SLM also. You can look for textbooks, notes, and previous year's question papers, and also refer to study guides. So this helps you in a holistic preparation for the exam. And it is always advisable not to sit for long hours for your examination. After every hour, you can take a short break of 5 to 10 minutes, because if you take short breaks, it helps you to relax your mind and body and helps you in your preparation. So for this purpose, you can refer to IGNOU's website. The IGNOU website has all the practice test papers. You can refer to the test papers, and as it is said, the saying goes, past is the best prophecy of the future. So the test papers that you refer to, if you take mock tests based on the test paper that are there on the website, you will be prepared for the exam, and it will help you in preparation for the exam. And you must also identify your strengths and weaknesses. For example, there are various courses, and within the courses there are certain topics you might be very comfortable with, and there are some topics that you may not be as comfortable with. So it is always advisable that you dedicate more time to the topics that you are not comfortable with, so that overall your preparation is good. And when you sit down to study, in the study area, your desk and the place around you, keep it organized. It is always better to keep the place organized, and so that you have a desire to study. If your place is very dirty and haphazard, you may not feel like studying. So it is always advisable to keep your place neat and clean and prepare for study. And when you need help, don't hesitate to seek help from your teachers, friends, and other people around you. And before appearing for the exam, on the day of the exam, just before that, in the night, you must have a good sleep. It is always advisable to take 7-8 hours of sleep. That will help you keep you fresh for the exam, and try to avoid cramming all your study towards the end. Prepare ahead of time, and don't go for last minute study. Prepare schedule, study long before the exam, and that will help you better. And always believe in yourself, stay positive about your study preparation. That is at most, and if you do all these things, you will be successful in your exam. So we have exactly touched the half an hour. I'm told that we have run out of time. So this was my presentation with regard to assignment preparation and term and examination in the context of IGNOU. I hope I have been able to tell you about the procedure, about the assignment filling and the examination. And I wish all our IGNOU students good luck for their term and examination in June 2023. Thank you.
Do you know that the world's population has reached 8 billion on 15th November 2022? And we are still counting. I don't know where do we go from here. The predictions are